amazing as always. I sure did miss doing the live stream every night with you guys. It's yeah, it's been missed, and I'm excited to get back to it. But now, well, first let's just talk about Vegas. So Vegas was fun. I'm trying to put together like a little video deal that I'm gonna post on the Lunar Beaches Crypto channel. Just videos and pictures and stuff like that. I want to get together, but yeah. So Monday night, arrive in Vegas. We drive around all over the place. My wife and I, that is. And it turns out that I actually wanted to spend more time with my wife than I did with anyone at the conference. No offense to anybody at the conference, but not anybody, I should say. When I wasn't meeting up with friends in the space, I was very happy to spend time with my wife. I would leave the conference because I was kind of bored, and I would just be like, you know what? I'm going to hang out with my wife. We don't ever get this time together like this, so I'm hanging out with my wife. So I did a lot of that while in Vegas, so definitely enjoyed and needed that, to be quite honest. My wife and I both needed that, and it was a lot of fun. We went to the Sphere, which was pretty cool. A bit overpriced. You could probably cut that price in half, and it would have been more worth it, but still an experience nonetheless. So a lot of fun. Now, the conference itself, I didn't watch a single speaker. In fact, I realized that I don't know. I didn't care. I realized quickly that I did not really care at all. Hold on. Wait a second. I got asked a question, so I gotta look it up now. Do I have to do it on my watch? Because that's where it was like recording it. Activity. Think this thing right here. Let me see. Let's see. So Tuesday. Oh man, can I get this done in my phone? Step distance. For the week. Okay, I guess this is just judging by my phone, because there's no way. There's no way I only walked 4 miles. That is literally impossible. I might have walked 4 miles the first day. So it's got to be on my watch. I walked a lot, I'll tell you that much. Which one of these? No data. You need to give me data. Oh well. Either way, I walked a lot. I want to say the Tuesday, the first day of the conference, I walked like 19,000 steps. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, it's just, man, so many steps. Before I get too far into this, let's bring up the chat. Let's bring up the Madhouse. What's going on, everybody? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Missed you all. Glad to be back. Let's go ahead and say good evening to everybody. Good evening, Indie Rock Crypto, IRC in the house. Alumni, what's going on, my brother? Alexandra G. Finally get to see you again in the chat. Thank you for being here. You did join the live stream chats, so that was fun. But as always, thank you for pinning that Discord link in the chat, guys. Join the Discord. $5 a month membership. Cheapest membership probably in the crypto space, that of people that have channels or whatever that have memberships. $5. That's all it costs, and a lot of alpha comes with that $5. Alexander G, you're a G for posting that and pinning that to the chat. Thank you as always. All set. What's going on? Hope you are doing well, my friend. Let's see. Good evening, good evening, good evening, Kelly Fant. Hey everyone. Hello, Kelly. Hope you're doing well. Think I've got just about everybody. Jesus Say 77. Great hat, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. Were you the only one that said great hat? I thought I saw someone else say like the hat. Yeah, Kelly said like the hat. Thank you, thank you. Yep. I actually picked this up at the airport on my way leaving Vegas. I was like, I love hats. And I have not gotten a Vegas hat. I've got to get a Vegas hat. So I got one. And that's what I did. So, got me a nice cool little Vegas hat, and yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. So anyways, get to the conference and all that stuff. I was actually right next door. I was at Harrah's. Venetian was right here. But it still took me a good 20 to 30 minutes to find the actual conference within the Venetian. The Venetian is massive, by the way, and I just can't. Even after going for a few days, it was still a lot to take in and to figure out. I had a little bit of a grasp on where everything was by the third day, but it was still a ton of walking. But also so some lessons that I learned about myself. One of the first things was that I'm not a content clout shark, I guess. Like I had no desire to record people just so I could share videos and boost my numbers in my videos or whatever. I had no desire to do that. Honestly, after like the first day, I was just like, I just want to hang out with my friends, my people that are here that I have never met before and am meeting for the first time. And to me, that was more special and more fun and just a better use of my time. Was just to spend time with my people rather than digging for sponsorships or opportunities or anything like that. If I'm going to build anything, I'm going to build it on my own. Point blank, period. That's how I feel about it. No bones about it. Now, when I say build it on my own, obviously being on this channel helps. But at the same time, I'm just like, I would just want to build on my own. Don't really care. I just love being part of the community. I love talking to other people. I didn't set up any collaborations or anything like that. I mean, I guess I could have, but my time slot's not the best. But, did make a couple of new contacts. So that was good. And that was just because it was fun. I mean, it was just what it is. And, but yeah. So, Army Piper, same person in real life, of course. Pretty much everybody was the same in real life as they are right here on the stream. Alex O is definitely a hobbit. I know I would have crushed him if I just squeezed him hard enough. He's a tiny guy. But Alex O, of course, an amazing person, an amazing human being, and yeah, he was just I don't know, man. Alex O's on a different level, man. He's on a different vibe, and but I love it. I love it. Got to meet Crypto Billy, Redman, Tony, the Biomex, Dave Digital, the crazy Dave. with so many other Jimmy Jim, the whole Billy Goat Tales crew. Got to meet Randy Hipper, got to meet Crypto Jeb, got to meet Rocco from In and Out Crypto, who gave me a shirt that wasn't dry by the time I had the live, so it's still in the wash, or still in the dryer rather. But yeah, so good times all around. Piano Matic B was there. Got to meet Piano Matic B. That was awesome. Yeah, man, Sin City Crypto, met them. Really cool dudes, as expected. I mean, everybody was like super chill, man, super awesome, very friendly. You could tell some people were a little bit more there for business than the socializing, which, I mean, that's their own prerogative. That's fine. But I mean, it is what it is. But my adventure turned into, or my trip turned more into of a let's hang out with people type of deal, and because that's just what I cared about. Went to the Arte Museum, pretty cool museum in Vegas. Like lots of lights and visual effects and stuff like that. Went there with Piper and his wife. My wife and I went with Piper and his wife. We did that. Got to meet BC Port Corp. Awesome dude, really skinny. Smaller than I thought he would be. He said I'm stockier than he thought I would be. But I get that a lot. And then him and his girl and my wife and I went and played at Pop Stroke. Was it Pop Stroke? I think so. Pop Stroke, where it's a putt-putt course that Tiger Woods designed. So that was a lot of fun, quite challenging to be honest. But yeah, got to shoot some hoops with Alex O and Tradefly. Shout out to Tradefly. Tradefly was there also, of course. And FD White was there. So, I mean, just everybody, man. Just almost everybody was there, and it was amazing. It was super cool meeting everybody. And yeah, now I know what to expect from these conferences. And instead of going to the conference next time, I'll just book a flight to wherever the conference is. And I will just set everything up for kind of like a community hub type deal. I think that would be pretty neat to do, actually. Is to just have like a community hub that everybody can come to and, stream or talk about the conference that they're at that I'm not at. I don't know. But anyways, feel like I've gone on long enough. We haven't even gotten into the good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the good stuff. Bitcoin is the good stuff. All right, guys. So looking at Bitcoin right now, we are sitting at $104,535. We have fallen below the 105 mark. Are you gonna sing for us? Oh, I forgot. We did do karaoke. I sang a little bit of karaoke. I'm sure you saw the videos if you are in the Discord, or a video at least. I sang karaoke, Blackie chant, or BC Port Corp, and Piper sang. Piper sang a lot of karaoke. Like literally every 2 or 3 songs, Piper was back on stage singing another song. And surprisingly for me anyway, dude can kind of belt it. He's pretty good. He's not bad at the singing. So enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. But back to Bitcoin. 104, 582, 567. I mean, so we're hovering around that area right now. Looks like we might be trying to form another bear flag here, potentially right here and here. Maybe more of a broadening wedge type deal, potentially. Now, from this high to this low, if we break down from there, I mean, that's getting us down to 98,500. And that would sweep these lows. Now, for me, holding 102 is key. If we lose 102 and we start taking out these lows, then it is very likely that we will come down for lows, for more lows, for the rest of the lows before we continue potentially to the upside. Let's go ahead and open up Coinbase chart, and I posted this in the Piper Academy Discord as well. Let's go to the 12-hour and just pull this out. So we're getting a little bit of the same type of formation here as we got back. This is the 2019 run up, and then come down. Here's the COVID crash, and then off and away it goes. So we could be coming into the summer lull, potentially coming into the summer lull, and that ultimately leads to a flush of leverage and then mega pumpage after that. And that would be wrap up the end of the Bitcoin cycle, most likely. But of course, you never know. You never know with Bitcoin. So, but right now, it's about holding this level here at about 82K. So if we lose that 102, then very likely that we do see further downside to come down, tap into demand, V-shape recovery, consolidate at the highs, and then break out. So considering this as a possibility, so let's just keep this in mind that this could happen. Now, this would be a running flat type of correction. So that's where you come up, you come down, you break above the high, then you come down and you don't set a new low, and then you continue running to the upside. That's a running flat. So you could also potentially get an expanded flat where you take the high and then you come down and you take the low and then you come back up and then get going. So that's an expanded flat when you take out the high and the low of a range and then you go. So lots of ideas. We do have the 52-week SMA over here that would probably act as support for this summer lull that potentially leads to downside. Now, I did post in the Piper Academy Discord. I got to find the right chart. I want to say it's the Blowfin chart. Let's check. I'll get back to that other one. No, wasn't the Blowfin chart. As a matter of fact, it might have been one of my white charts. I'm over here. Sorry to blind you, but this is what we got to do. Okay, this is what we got to do. All right, so I'm watching. So there's your demand right there. If we lose this level, then we likely come down lower. That doesn't mean that we can't come back up. So if we lose this low, that doesn't mean we can't like make a break back up. But ultimately, I would start to consider that that would just be the start of a larger move to the downside. Now, let me see if I can find Alpha Bros. What's up, Crux? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope you have recovered nicely from the conference. Where is the one? I forgot what I was even looking for, to be quite frank. I drew it up. Let me just open up the Discord, try to find it over here. Boom, 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 boom. All right. In the Piper Academy Discord, let's take a look. I said, what black swan would cause this to happen? Oh, I know why I didn't. I'm such a goober. Sometimes I am such a goober. Let's go over here. Let's go back to this. And let's go back to this. And let's turn on the brush. There we go. Close this. There we go. All right. I said, what would cause this type of correction? What black swan would cause this? And that's a really good question that I don't have an answer to. Yeah, so I don't know what would cause this type of black swan. Black swan being just all of the leverage positions just being taken out all of these lows. And yeah, so, but the main thing to point out is that when we're talking like Elliott wave theory, and we're just talking about impulsive waves, this is what we like to see. We like to see them move up and then sideways consolidation where you don't really get big dips, okay? It's more of a push up and then a sideways consolidation and then a push up and then a sideways consolidation. Push up, sideways consolidation, push up, sideways consolidation. Now, we can still range within this upper boundary up here and push higher. Okay, we don't have to break down lower. But wait, where's that one chart? Come back over here. No. Yeah, so what I'm looking at right now is the fact that we broke this upwards trend, okay? We broke it right here. And then I would be I'm looking for a potential back test into resistance, maybe even a sweep, a swing failure above the high before coming back into the range. Now, the question then would be, do we just range for Lord knows how long and then go? Doesn't really matter. The main thing is not breaking the low here at 74,428. Break that low, bull market's over. Period. 74 is the new 58. 58 was my old. And I've tried joining through Discord. Don't see where to buy. So you just, yeah, you're already a member. Jesus saved. You're a YouTube member. So that's all it takes. That's all it takes to become a member of the Discord. So if you're having trouble with the Discord, I'm sure someone in there, Crypto Trades, or somebody can help guide you or help you, just help you within the in Discord. But yeah, you're already a member, so yeah, I don't know what else to say. You're already a member. So that's why I've got this big green box down here, because this is just to signify the high time frame demand. Just go ahead and zoom out. We can take a look and see what that actually is in here. And yeah, that's just the low right here, the swing low. And so I would want to see this hold if we do get some kind of liquidation event, or if this just kind of slowly draws down, or if we just consolidate here at the highs and then continue to break higher, which is a possibility. So we've got a lot of options from this range. So, but my main thing right now is just watching these lows in yellow. Let me get rid of the brush. Yeah, my main thing is just watching the lows in yellow, and it's going to be dependent on if we break this 102K or not. We break that 102K and we close below it, and the likelihood of us at least coming down to the next level increases dramatically. But coming down and sweeping all these lows and potentially getting support here at about 83,900, 83,000 to 84,000 essentially. That's what I would be looking for there as a downside target, with the outside chance of a wick down into the lower demand here. So that's what I'm watching these lows here. Now, why am I watching these lows? Well, if we go back in time, I don't know, it's not going to be on the Bybit chart, so I'm going to have to go to Coinbase, or I could have done Binance, but so this part right here, this is the COVID crash. So let's go ahead and go over to the COVID crash, and we have the same type of deal over here on our waves. So we've got the push up, and then the sideways price action, push up, and then sideways price action, push up, sideways price action, push up, and then we get the biggest lull ever, and then we get the flush of all the lows coming down to where the entire move started. Okay, so that's that dotted line down here. You can see that is this low right here where the entire move really ramped up, where we broke out of the range. That was the last low before we broke out of the range, and then we set all these traps, all this liquidity up here pushing to the upside. And then once we lose that 52 week, it's game over. Come down, sweep all of the liquidity, take all the liquidity out. But then what happens after is epic rally. So what we could be seeing right now is the same thing, except just on a little bit of a shorter time frame. So that's the daily. Pull back to the 4 hour, it'll look a lot like that daily does. So if I just actually go back to the Bybit chart, then we can see it says the same type of deal. You get the push up, you get the sideways, push up, sideways, maybe final push to the upside, and then you get the begin the massive correction. So we'll see. You know how we do day by day. So yeah, we'll just take it day by day. Right now, I am a little bit more on the potentially bullish retracement side, but we are still hovering, we're still chilling out within this range here. Still chilling out within this range. Now, these do typically break to the downside. Prior to this breakout, I did have this, or breakdown rather, I did have this laid out. Now, we are trying to get another hourly close above this resistance level here, trying to turn it into support. You can see we've already broken above it. Okay, make my arrow a little bit smaller. Already broken above the range. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Broken above the range, came back down. We did sweep back down inside of this range here. However, 1 hour closed above. Got a nice little push up, met some resistance, pushed back down into the range, getting some buying up here, and trying to close another candle above that range. Now, if this candle closes here, above this level, and then the next hourly candle is a bullish engulfing candle, meaning it pushes up and closes above this candle right here on the 1 hour, for me, that is a signal to go long, because I think we could be going higher from there. But we got to get back above this level here. It's essentially where we're at right now, which is, I would just say 105,000 seems about right. 104,892. But yeah, we have about 21 minutes before that hourly candle closes. Now, if we get a push down and another wick back up, that's fine as long as we are holding this level. So right now we're just kind of building out a base and trying to get back above this resistance and flip that into support so that we can then continue higher and start attacking the imbalances that we have over in this range right here. So we do have some imbalances in here. This was the last high before we pushed down. So I do like to mark off that last little range in here and bring that across. That'll be a potential resistance area before the hard, heavy resistance just above that. Now, if we are to take a measured move going from high to the low here, that would be essentially like the flagpole. So if you just imagine this coming down here, it's the exact same thing. It's just a flagpole. Now I can't do a flagpole like that because of the way this is. But if I just go ahead, if I take it from the low that dropped down in here, that gets us right up to I believe it's a 786, but also to this this 4 hour order block. And yes, that does get us up to the 786 at about $110,000. Now, that next level of resistance is at the golden pocket. So that's definitely going to be one to watch if we get up there at 108,572 to 108,858. So just be watching for that. There is an imbalance here. There is a 1 hour fair value gap, but just above that we have the order block that also has confluence with the golden pocket. So definitely we'll be watching that. Now, non-conservative would be take the measured move from wherever price broke out from, and that would take us above these highs, sweeping just above this high over here and get us up to 110,692. So potentially 108 to 110 coming up, but this has to hold and we have to keep grinding a little bit higher. Now, a little bit of an issue that we do have going on in here is that a lot of this is just corrective market structure. So I'm not really liking the market structure in here. We do have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an ABC. So that's the start potentially of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get us up to the upside. But what's going on, Nick Musgrave? How you doing, brother? Hope you are doing swell. Okay, yeah. So 1, 2, no, 1, 2. So there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starting down in here. Let's just go down to the 15 minute so we can see it a little better. And let's remove the arrow. Not really remove it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have another correction in the making right now, and that can go all the way down to wave 2, as long as it doesn't take out wave 1. The fourth wave of this 5-wave move did not take out or did not go into the territory of wave 1, so it is solid from that point. Let's go from the second wave. Let's take a fib view of the third wave. We pulled straight back to the golden pocket and then pumped higher. So perfect alignment there for a 5-wave structure. So right now we are in a correction. We've come down into demand here, which is a nice 1 hour or 15-minute order block, and we got a wick down into it and close back above it, and we are starting to push higher right now. So I think we could start the week off bullish, but maybe potentially, depending on economic data, end up being bearish by the end of it. Now, or it just could be a bullish week. We'll see. It all depends on whether or not Trump tweets about tariffs, I guess. We'll see. But who knows? Let's go ahead and so that's essentially the breakdown from a bullish standpoint. I think I gave you the bearish outlook as well. So that's that for just price. Now taking a look, let's take a step back. Oh wait, let's go back to price real quick because I got to go over more macro stuff. So potential summer lull here. Let's go to the index. I don't know why I have all those on there. All right, so weekly. So first, bearish. I don't like the index, man. Get rid of all this junk. All right, so first, negative weekly close in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. 8th week, we didn't get to 9, so that's good. That's good. 9 would have been bad. But as you can see, we still have these imbalances in here. We've got this weekly fair value gap. Let me throw this on. Weekly fair value gap sitting right here, and another weekly fair value gap sitting right here. Now, if we go back down into the 1 hour, we can see, all right, so those fair value gaps just so happen to come under the lows that we are watching as potential downside liquidity targets. So we do have those fair value gaps sitting right below those. So the odds are increasing ever more that we might come down and take these lows. Generally, home market isn't very bullish. So, but I am way more bullish on Bitcoin than I am pretty much anything else. And of course, that's going to be the case regardless, because I'm more of a Bitcoin bull these days, and mostly because of the institutional inflows. Last week, Bitcoin brought in more inflows than gold by like 3 or 4 times, if not more. So that's very interesting. Yeah, this is looking very corrective. So I don't know. I don't know about the bull case, guys. That's kind of, we'll see, I guess. Hello? MVP oscillators trying to max out here on the 1 hour. So yeah, it is what it is. It be what it do. Let's go to the Bitcoin dominance. Oh wait, I forgot we also had a I'm failing here. Hold on. Let me get the Binance chart back out. All right, so weekly, little bearish. We do have weekly bearish, or weekly fair value gaps rather, below the lows that we could definitely come down and tap. We also have just this general area here where, you know, we seem to just slice through. So we might need to come back down and just tap that, and maybe even potentially build out a base down there. Just kind of come down, build out a base. Gosh, just so ugly. Come down, build out a base, and then continue to the upside. So we shall see. Bitcoin dominance on the weekly. Look, we are starting to push higher, even more. People thought I was kidding when I said we might be going to 70 to 76% Bitcoin dominance, but this is becoming even more likely, in my opinion, as time rolls on. And I think that might be the case. We might see Bitcoin hit its peak during the summer instead of having a summer lull, and then having altcoins, or at least sector by sector, and altcoins have their moves later in the year, with Bitcoin potentially putting in a secondary top, or its rally, its retracement rally top later in the year, and everything just kind of tops together. It's hard to tell right now at the moment, but I am optimistic. Now the dollar isn't looking very optimistic on the weekly chart. We've come down below the lows. We're getting closes below the lows. We're trying to get a push back up, but it is not looking good at the moment for the dollar. Let's just go to the daily chart, see how we're looking. So it looks like we started the week up here, and nope, that's Thursday. We just started the week down here. Yeah, not looking good. We came up into our marked out resistance and have been pulling back ever since. So we'll see if the Dixie continues to just kind of, maybe the Dixie will start to build out its own little base down in here before it does move to the upside. And but it is hanging below its 52-week SMA, which means that could act as resistance later, and it can push down even lower. Now, what's going to depend on that is if the Aussie can get above its 52-week SMA. The euro is already above. We've gotten the correction. We're trying to push above now to continue this move to the upside. Now we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. A fifth wave should come in here for the euro, which would push the Dixie to the downside, because the euro makes up more than 50% of the Dixie, as the Dixie is a basket of assets. It is the dollar versus these 5 different fiat currencies. So the British pound is also looking a bit bullish. Now it did get above its high over here. Yeah, this, I mean, it's still, the trend is your friend until the end, and we are still trending to the upside, and it's still holding trend. So we will just keep it saying we're still bullish on the British pound, the Canadian dollar. Now this is the USD versus the Canadian dollar. So really it's like this, if you're wanting to see how the Canadian dollar is doing against the dollar. It has actually broke down, came into an area of demand, and is trying to break, and it has broken back above this previous support, didn't turn it into resistance, and instead is trying to consolidate back on top of it so that it can potentially push higher against the dollar. So you have that, and then you have the Japanese yen trying to do the same thing, trying to break this resistance here, get above it. And then if you have all 5 of these breaking positively, wait, do I still have this inverted? Nope, that's not good. Just kidding. It's the USD CAD. It's USD. It's the USD JPY. So it's the same deal. This breaking down means the JPY is doing well against the dollar. Okay. So if you have all 5 of these going against, being bullish against the dollar, what does that mean for the dollar? That means more downside for the dollar. Now, risk on, now what's absorbing the dollars? Gold and Bitcoin. That's what is absorbing the dollars. Gold and Bitcoin are exactly what's absorbing the dollars right now, along with some other assets as well. Now the ES, okay, so I don't know when I drew this. but I put it over here. We're on the daily. I don't know when I drew this, but it's looking pretty magical because I figured it would be like this. But either way, regardless, doing pretty much exactly what I wanted it to do, and it's back tested. It's back tested that 52-week SMA. It might come down for another back test of that 52-week SMA before potentially climb higher. Now, I do have a small gap marked out here, which just so happens to land on top of that golden pocket, and then we can see if the S&P has any juice in it to push up and to push higher and to break out into new highs. If it does, that is super bullish for markets across the board. Same thing for the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ trying to do the exact same thing. Now, it hasn't come back down to back test that 52-week SMA, so I'll be looking to see if it does that this week as well. Then we have the Dow Jones, which is sitting on top of its 52-week SMA, kind of consolidating on top of it, looking for it to push higher, breaking this resistance. So starting the week off, let's go down to the 15-minute. We can see, just ranging consolidation, nothing really to write home about. Yeah. What? Are these not? Are the markets closed tomorrow? What? What's going on? I don't understand. What's going on? Oh, I'm not in electronic trading hours, am I? Nope. There we go. How are we looking now? I hate that it doesn't automatically do that. Okay, so we're starting the week off. Where do we start off? In here. Start off coming to the downside. I've already mapped that out. Ironically, moving to the downside here on the NASDAQ as well to start the week off. We do have some support in here, and we do have some imbalances up in here. So be mindful that we could come up into these imbalances before ultimately rolling back over, or potentially flipping the imbalance and then continuing back to the upside. So now remember, for me, Monday is a no trade day. I like to see what the market is going to do, or what the market does on Mondays, to try and get a feel for how the rest of the week is going to play out. Let's go ahead and take a look at our macros on our totals. Totals crypto markets, that is. This is the entire crypto market. This is Bitcoin and altcoins, everything. So still looking for the break above this resistance level over here. We've gotten a break above this resistance level here, and that's 52-week SMA, and are currently consolidating on top of that. So we want to see a break of that $1.29 trillion, and we want to see it hold, and then see that push to the upside. If we are going to have any hope for any altcoins whatsoever, this is total 2, so this is excluding Bitcoin. I thought I did total 1 first. So yeah, nice little pushes to the upside, consolidation. This kind of looks more like a fourth wave consolidation than a fifth wave consolidation that should push higher, but we'll see. We'll see. USDT dominance, so this is important to watch. We can see we did not push any lower. Let's see. Last week, in fact, USDT dominance went up last week. Of course, we were talking about how the Bitcoin conference usually leads to some stagnation or even downside in price, and that is exactly what we got. But that doesn't mean we can't come out of it being more bullish than we were coming into it. 52-week is right there. That's also previous range that can act as resistance as well. So some little bit of confluence there. We'll see if it can push lower, but this is kind of a W pattern, which does typically lend itself to some kind of reversal. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to push way much higher, but it could just mean, hey, man, I mean, it's looking like we'll probably be a little bit sideways and kind of a little bit chaotic this week. Now, we do have the non-farm payrolls this week. ISM manufacturing at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I do believe I put this in Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, at 10 a.m. we have the ISM manufacturing, so we got to be careful. So the forecast is 49.5, which means more contraction or continued contraction in the market, but it would be an improvement from the prior ISM manufacturing PMI, almost by a full point. Now, if we get a 50 or above, that might give us a little bit of a bullish push to start the week. Then we have JOLTS jobs openings at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. I'm not sure. I guess if we start seeing less job openings, which one is it? Job openings refer to all positions that are open, not filled on the last business day of the month. So open jobs, meaning either they laid people off and there's jobs to be filled, or there's enough jobs out there to keep labor or unemployment low because there's enough job openings for people to go and apply for jobs. So bullish would be probably less job openings because the Fed wants to see higher unemployment. Even though they say they don't, but the Fed wants to see higher unemployment and lower interest rates or lower inflation rates in order to consider cutting rates. So they'll be watching that. ISM services PMI on Wednesday. This is the non-manufacturing ISM report on business, and it is based on data compiled from purchasing and supply executives nationwide. Survey responses reflect the change in the current month compared to the previous month. For each of the indicators measured, this report shows the percentage reporting each response in the diffusion index. An index reading above 50% indicates that the non-manufacturing economy in that index is generally expanding. Below 50% indicates that it is generally declining. So we generally want to see above a 50 and maybe even a beat of that 52 on the forecast. Previous was 51.6. Friday, we have non-farm payrolls. Now, this is non-farm payroll week, which is typically one of the more volatile weeks out of a month, just because the data is very important for the Fed. So you tend to get some bigger movements and a lot of manipulation during weeks of non-farm payrolls. So you got to be careful with the non-farm payroll weeks. So that's what we got. We got non-farm payrolls. Forecast 130,000. Non-farm payrolls is an employment report released monthly, usually on the first Friday of every month, and heavily affects the U.S. dollar, the bond market, and the stock market. Current employment statistics program from the U.S. Department of Labor Bureau of Labor Statistics surveys about 141,000 businesses and government agencies, representing approximately 486,000 individual work sites, in order to provide detailed industry data on employment, hours, and earnings of workers on non-farm payrolls. Essentially, workers, more jobs. Unemployment rate, same thing. I was just talking about that. 4.2%. This ticks up. We're getting closer to rate cuts, in my opinion. So the market might take it as bearish initially, or at least retail will take it as bearish initially. But smart money will say, hey, we know that this means that the Fed is more likely to cut. So we'll just see. Speaking of Fed rate cuts, sorry I have not. I mean, you guys have barely been chatting anyway, but it seems like probably because I'm just kind of going nonstop. But we've got a lot of stuff to go over. Okay, my time is already up, but that's okay. We had to talk about Vegas at the beginning, so it is what it is. Let's see. So for the June 18th, we have no rate cut. For July 30th, we have 23.4% of a rate cut. September 17th, we finally get a more listening in and digesting it all. Thanks, all set. Are we getting a little bounce? Maybe. 57.4%. So we're actually more likely to cut rates in September than any of the previous months. October, and of course that, depending on data, that could change at the drop of a hat. So October, we're looking at probably for sure a rate cut, only 11.5% chance of no rate cut. And then December, pretty much across the board, yeah, we're getting a rate cut in December. So we shall see what happens with that. Just sing. Why do y'all want me to sing so much? Golly. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Alright, that's all you get. I didn't even try. Taking a look at the heat map. CoinGlass heat map. There we go. Let's see. So a lot of liquidity down here at the 102 level. So like I said, 102 needs to hold. That's where the liquidity starts to get really thin. So, but this could hold us up here at about 102.8. So that could hold us up and maybe even get a wick down into the 102s, but potentially not break the 102. Now, when I say I don't want to lose 102, I don't want to get a close below it. I really don't want to wick below it, but it might be acceptable to get a wick below it. But we do see a little bit more on the downside for liquidity than the upside. So really don't know which one is going to attack first. I'm sure Monday will provide us the answer for that. So Russell 2000, these are your 2000 small cap stocks. So yeah, Sol's looking weak. Yeah, we can take a look. Let's open up Made in America charts. No, let's go to the Mad list. There we go. I did not put Sol on the Mad list. Okay. The Mad list is for the Mad list. Is Solana not American made? Oh, there it is. The Mad list is supposed to be for Mondays, but I guess I forgot about it. So this is what I was looking at for Solana, apparently. Lots and lots of double lines in here. A little crazy. Just get there. There we go. So yeah, struggling at the 52-week SMA, still losing it. Coming down into potential demand zone. I don't know that it's looking necessarily that weak just yet. We did get a sweep of the high, sweep of the low coming up and testing this upper boundary for resistance here. So we'll see. We'll see if it can hold. Essentially, let's just make this a little bit more professional looking. Okay. All right. Bang, bang, gang, gang. Bang, bang, gang, gang. All right, so yeah. Does it have the same lows problem? Not really, but a lot of imbalance in here. Yeah, not really liking what I'm seeing on that. Let's take a look at the fixed range volume profile. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got the point of control all the way down here. Hardly any volume up here. Let's just take in this. Yeah, I mean, when you take in all of this, there's hardly any volume to the upside here. Let's pull in all of this. Okay, yeah, so we are holding atop the value area high. But if we do lose this value area high, then there's a strong chance that we come down to at least. Okay, let's just stop at the first one. $44 for Solana. Oof. Could you imagine the smell? $44. Now, if Bitcoin makes that flush down to 83, 84, this wouldn't surprise me at all. But if we just pull a fib from top to bottom, I mean, that would get us below the platinum pocket. But if we take from the last low, yeah, that's not, yeah, that doesn't look good. Does not look good. But it is consolidating, so we'll see. Maybe it'll just consolidate a little bit further, chop about up in here in this range, build a nice little base out before pushing back to the upside. We'll see. I mean, it really depends on if Bitcoin continues to push higher or if Bitcoin does do that breakdown into the 80Ks. If Bitcoin does do that breakdown into the 80Ks down over here, then yeah, it would not surprise me at all to see Solana come down. Now, just because Bitcoin potentially breaks down to the 80Ks does not mean, I don't know why I did that. I meant to do a path tool. If Bitcoin does do this breakdown to the 80Ks, it does not mean the bull run is over. In fact, I would think that is a little bit healthier, and that we would probably see that 150 starts to become much more likely. You know, I've been saying in recent weeks that I think that potentially 131 was going to be our next high. But the way this is structurally shaping out, this is looking more like this is the first wave, 1, and then a 2, and then a 3, 4, and then potentially 5 to the 4.236 at $224,000. Not saying for sure it's going to go there. I'm just saying. But my original target from the Piper Academy right here, the video, the Bitcoin 2025 target, before any of this happened, my original target, funny enough, was $202,000. That was my Bitcoin 2025 price prediction. 224 sits right above that. But getting out to that 3.618, that could be the end. Now, what could help us with that, figuring out if that's going to be the end or not, is I can go over to the market cap. Where is it? There it is. Go over to now. Why would I look at the market cap? Well, because the market cap called the high of the last cycle. Okay, not the price, but the market cap. Let's zoom this out to the 3-day so we can see. So now if I just pull a fib on here from the 2017 high to the 2018 low, we can see that the market cap actually hit a full 4.236 extension. But if I go to the Bitcoin price, Um, hello? Really? Binance doesn't have that far of history? Seriously? If I go to the Bitcoin price and I go from the 2017 high to the 2018 low, we see that we came up short on the price. Okay. So, but the Bitcoin market cap, not dominance, but the market cap, hit the 4.236 perfectly. Now, let's go ahead and let's just say 4.236. That's 4.55 trillion. Now, I don't think that this is what's going to play out, but if I do come back over here and I hit this right here, and 4.47 trillion. Well, how close is that to this one? Oh. Oh yeah, they're like right on top of each other. Ah, that's amazing. So yeah, but getting out to that 4.236 on this, well, maybe that 224K is possible. But I would think that if this reached out to 4.236, and the price came up short like it did the last cycle, then it would come up short to the 3.618. Last cycle, where did it come up short to? It came up short to the 3.618. Okay, got a little bit above it there, but that's about it. So there you go. There you go. So yeah. Moving forward, guys, I think I've found myself again. You know, I told you guys I needed Vegas for a reset, and I think I got it. Learned some stuff about myself, like how I don't really care to just do content for content's sake. Which I pretty much knew that, which is why I don't put out a ton of content, because I want to do good quality content, but I think I will just start putting stuff out just to put my ideas out there. And so look out for that on the Lunar Beaches Crypto channel. Thank you for sharing that in the chat, Alexander G, as always. But yeah, we'll get more. Maybe we'll have a Vegas roundtable. The Billy Goattails team got to do it. I think we should have a Piper Academy team, but also kind of just like everybody, Otter Gang, everybody that was there. Just try to get everybody in one place to talk about everything, and yeah, we'll see if we can get that to happen. So, yeah, so pretty much indifferent on the market at the moment. It's kind of the vibes that I'm getting, and just the market structure in general. It's just kind of just like, all right, we're kind of at a point where it's like, all right, what are we doing? We need to wait. That's all. We just need to wait, see what happens. Maybe a bandage. What's going on? RS Miller. Hope y'all are doing well. But yeah. So let's just. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say was pretty much moving forward. I mean, I basically already do this, but I'm just going to be like super chart heavy, chart focused, and that's what I'm good at. The fundamentals, the news. I don't know. I feel like I was a better trader before I started even considering news, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. It's good to be back. Thanks for having me back. I mean, you had no choice, right? But with that said, let's just go ahead and end it out with one of the new Moon God songs. I'm gonna go. I started the stream off with the slower version. We're gonna do the sped up version and we're just going to listen to that on our way out with the spinning moon. So again, thank you all for joining. Tomorrow we'll do TA Tuesday. I have no idea what's going on with the rest of the guys because I know Piper's in the middle of moving. So I don't know if he'll be doing a stream, portable stream. I don't know. But just be here tomorrow. Looks like we got some new community stuff, some crowns. I don't know. I guess that's just for the most active chatters, whatever that is. I think there's even a leaderboard for whoever super chats the most. These must be new YouTube features. Pretty cool, I guess. We'll find out. We'll see how cool they are. I don't want anybody to feel lesser than or whatever because they're not donating any or as much. I really don't know, but we'll see. Thank you, kindest group ever. Thank you, Jesus Saves. I appreciate you, man. We definitely try to be kind. Yeah, we are a very drama-free community. We do not like drama whatsoever. So stick to the charts, stick to the news, stick to the investment stuff, and just try to be as open, honest, and transparent as possible. And that's kind of how we do things around here. So if that's what you like, hit that subscribe button. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Share this with a friend or family member or to your feed, whatever it is. But yeah, we're continuing to grow. I think we're almost at 8,000 subs. I think we're pretty close. Maybe someone can throw it in the chat real quick, but I think we're pretty close to 8,000. So we're almost there. Get us over that hump by sharing this out. And yeah. Anyways, guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. And I hope you all have had an amazing week this past week. And looking forward to, well, I'm happy to be back at work. Right back here in the charts and going to work for you guys. And not only does it help you, but it helps me as well with my charting. Tomorrow is TA Tuesday, so get ready because we're going to be going over a lot of TA. Almost 7,500, so we're about 500 plus away from 8,000. Thank you, Alexander G, for that. So yeah. Let's pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers, and we're not rookies around here, okay? So, yeah. But anyways, I do hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep, and I will see you all tomorrow. God bless. Good night. Mad love. Peace out.
Like I'm preached in the zone, praying to the weeds and the candles tone. Sipping that savage, feeling that FOMO. Portfolio flex like it's only promo. Sacrifice fiat, selling in the palm. Orders of alpha, wallets get pumped. Lunar eclipse, my stop loss miss. Now I'm baptized in that bullish bliss. Oh, moon gods, bring us the gains. Bring us the gains. Light up the sky, burn off our chains. Burn off our chains. Burn off our chains. Oh, to the moon, no earthly pains. Moon gods bring us the gains. Eyes wide shut, I'm divine with the blaze. Spirit in sync with the market's phase. Contours hit, I go full send. Rambo dreams that never end. Fibonacci carved in stone. Sacred trend lines, bullish tone. Chart brand whispers in my ear. Take the trade, release the fear. Burn the doubts, bring us the gains. Bring us the gains, the gains. Let the bulls break all our chains. Oh, moon gods bring us the gains. Let the bulls break all our chains. To the moon with crypto flames. Oh, moon gods bring us the gains. zone. Praying to the weights and the candles tone. Sipping that slithers, feeling that FOMO. Portfolio flex like it's holy promo. Sacrifice fiat, summon in the pump. Orders of alpha, wallets get pumped. Lunar eclipse, my stop loss, miss no. I'm baptized in that bullish bliss. Oh, moon gods, bring us the gains. Bring us the gains. Bring us the gains. Light up the sky, burn off our chains. Burn off our chains. Burn off our chains. Hold to the moon, no earthly pains. Oh, moon gods, bring us the gains.